and grab on to your roller. I'm gonna lay it down perpendicular to your mat, just like that. And then we're gonna have a little seat onto your mat, and you're just gonna have it right on your shoulder blades. So as you come down, have it right on your shoulder blades. And you'll readjust it as you go along to make it feel more comfortable for you. If you have long hair, you want to hold it. Or all of a sudden it'll go under the roller. All right, so from here, watching that we're just maintaining our neutral pelvis as well. So just think of your Pilates principles. As you extend over, just like a little upper back extension. And you're only going as far as that you're not letting your back arch. So I'm just thinking of a little mini back bend. And of course, you're going to feel the pressure of the roller. And again, you can readjust. So sometimes I like to scooch a little bit down and then really feel it right around my shoulder blades and open up the elbows, and you'll feel a nice stretch through your chest and your armpits, and then come right back up. And let's do that 2 more times. Just extending. There you go. Open and back. 1 more time. You can exhale as you go back. The other key point, really support your head. I don't want your head hanging. You want to hold on with your arms and back. So like I was saying earlier, this is not a passive stretching with the foam roller. It's very active, so you do have to hold yourself. So now I'm just going to stand a little bit and just rock side to side from shoulder blade to shoulder blade. Just rocking side to side. And again, you can lay back a little bit more and rock. And it's how much of your body weight you press into that roller. And then hold back and just go to the right side and then just extend over and back. Oh, make sure you mute. Someone's talking. Sorry. If you just joined me, make sure you mute your device. And then back. And then other side. So I'm just going over to the left. And then come back through the center. Grab your thighs to help yourself all the way back up. All right, so from here, I'm just gonna roll it back and have a little seat on top of my roller. So I'm right on my sits bones, right? And you can just rock side to side a little bit, right? Sometimes it gets a little crunchy right there underneath our butt, right? And then from here, take your hands back behind you and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. So think of your figure 4 stretch. And then I'm gonna put more weight on my right butt cheek, and I'm just gonna roll up and down. And now, like I said before, the more weight you put on the roller, the deeper it's gonna be. So I'm putting very light weight on my left foot on the ground, because then I'm putting more of my body weight on that roller as I'm rolling it up and down right here. And then I'm gonna go maybe towards my center a little bit, towards the sacrum, and then back over onto that right hip. And just roll up and down. And then we're gonna come to the center, switch legs, and then other side. The thing about foam rolling too, is you don't have to spend a lot of time on one body part, right? You don't wanna spend so much time there that you're sore, right? So you might feel a little bit of soreness after doing this, right? But that's okay. You just don't want to, push really hard. Like, oh, this part hurts really bad. I'm just going to stay on this part for 15 minutes. Yeah, don't do that. If you've ever had a deep tissue massage and they've been on one area for a long time, then sore the next day, it's kind of the same. All right, so I'm going to come back to center. So I'm going to move my roller down just a little bit. So I'm still on my butt cheeks here. Hands are back behind. I'm going to take my right leg out, cross the left ankle over it. So I want to put more weight on this leg. And then I'm just going to roll up and down the back of my right leg. Now again, you're holding yourself up. You got to pull your abs in. Like I was saying, this is some active stretching. And I'm just rolling the whole length, all the way to almost to behind my knee, not my knee though, and then up to that little butt crease again, right? And then I'm going to start to move maybe towards the middle of my thigh. I just want to kind of get that full length of the hamstring from the inside to the middle to slightly on the outside. Then if you find a spot on your body and you're like, ooh, right there, that's a little tight, just stay on it and just gently rock back and forth onto it, right? Because you might find a little knotty part and you just want to roll on that and just go slow back and forth. I always like to do the full length first, then find that little spot that's a little cranky. And then once you find that cranky spot and you're rolling back and forth, maybe you rock a little side to side, right? So we're going in a cross fiber, right, to get into that fascia. And sometimes that might be a little bit harder. And then go ahead, take your butt down. Let's give the arms a little break for a second, right? So it starts to get into the hands and the arms. I'm gonna take the roller right underneath my right knee this time. And I'm just going to just gently roll a little bit behind it, not putting tons of weight, but just a little bit, right? It's okay to roll a little behind the knee. We have these little tendons right through there and the attachments that get really tight. Heather, you be careful with the one knee, right? So if you have anything behind your knee, Baker cyst or anything, then just be really careful doing this, okay? You don't want to make that angry. All right, so I'm going to move it down to the top of my calf now. I'm going back to crossover because now I want to get that full length of my calf. So I'm right in the center, back and forth. Now, if this is too hard or too intense, take your other foot down as you do it and give it a little support, right? That's perfectly fine to put that leg down. And you can push down on the roller with the leg. If this is too hard, right, on your upper body, put the foot down and give it a little support. You can even come down on your forearms, but I find that you're not gonna put enough weight on it, right? You can even just roll a little back and forth. You're just not getting enough body weight. So again, I'm gonna go from the inside of my calf all the way up and down, and then go to the outside. Okay, one part might get a little crankier, so I'm finding a little cranky spot now, and I'm just gonna go back and forth onto it. Hello. Just a little back and forth, little bump, bump, right? You might feel like it goes clunk, clunk, right? And then a little side to side. So I'm gonna do that cross fiber. Ooh, that's where it hurts a little bit more, is that little cross fiber. Hello. Ooh. And then I'm gonna start to go down, and I'm just going down right at my ankle and just kind of move side to side a little right there. Nothing crazy. All right, so staying still on my right leg, I'm gonna bring the roller back and I'm gonna come back and sit onto it. And I'm gonna turn and face to the right. So I'm gonna go down the side of my leg now. So I'm gonna come on down. So what you can do first is take your right leg out and start at the top of your thigh. Don't go all the way up to your hip. Start at the top of your thigh. I'm gonna bring my left foot forward to give me a little support just in the beginning. And your hands are out here. So I'm just gonna roll all the way down almost to the knee and then just back to the top of that hip, or top of the thigh rather, okay? So just finding that length across that IT band. A lot of us get really sore and really tight in our IT band, and then we can start having issues in our hip and our knee because the IT band actually starts way up in your hip and it attaches into your tibia, right down into your lower limb, right? So it gets really, really tight and you'll feel it all the way down your leg. So now if I need it more intense, like, oh, that was nothing, I'm gonna stack both legs on top of each other, and that's going to be a little bit more intense, right? It's up to your body of how intense. Now, if you find that little cranky spot, ooh, and just find it and just roll with it. Just a little back and forth, and then you can do that little rocking side to side, right? Whew. Find that little area, up, down. You can put the foot back down. You're like, that was way too intense. And like I said, it gives you support, right? So all your weight's not in your arms, because this is going to be a lot of upper girdle too, right? Okay. So we did that whole right side right there. Okay, I'm gonna go and switch around, facing the other way so you guys can see me, to do the left leg. So we'll do the whole left leg and then we'll flip around and do our front body. All right, so again, starting on my cheekies, I'm gonna cross my right ankle over left thigh, hands back behind, and I'm just gonna go up and down that full length of the back of my thigh, that hamstring, right? Pulling your abs in still. Do what you can. And if this bothers you to be on your hands, if you have hand weights or blocks you want to put your hands on, you can grab those. Sometimes that helps. Or put your foot down again, right? I can put my right foot down just to give me a little support. And now let's go from the outside to the center to a little more on the inside. We'll do a little bit of the inner thigh too when we flip around. And then again, did you find that little cranky spot? And then maybe just start to roll back and forth onto it. Sometimes it feels really weird. I know for me, sometimes it feels like my skin is pulling in a weird way, right? But it's not. It's just how that muscle is tight. And then maybe side to side, and just kind of massaging it, right? You want to think of it as a massage. And then I'm rolling up because I feel little cranky spots there, right? And then just up, down again, finding little knots. And again, everybody's different. You might feel totally different on this leg. This leg might not be so bad, right? Might have been the other leg, okay? So if that's the case, you know, maybe you want to go through the other leg just another time, but don't, like I said, don't spend too much time. So I'm behind my knee now. I'm just going to gently rock a little bit. Again, not a lot of weight, just a little bit, right? You can even do both together if that feels better for you, right? And then again, just kind of a side to side massage, right? Nothing too crazy. Okay. So now let's get down into the calf. So I'm at the very top of my calf. I'm going back to cross my ankle and find that whole length of my calf. Again, there's a lot of readjusting and moving around, right? Find the outside. Ooh, hi, outside there. If you've been doing a lot of walking, you might really feel a lot in the around the calf. Right? And then to the middle and maybe to that outside, you can put the foot down, right? Just see where it feels good to you. Find that little cranky spot. Ooh, that's it on me. Kind of massage it out. Hello. And then maybe side to side again. Ooh, that cross fiber, that just gets you. Again, you can come all the way down. You don't have to have your butt up if that's plenty of weight for you. Okay. All right. Whew. So let's bring it on back. Let's do that IT band onto the left side. So I'm going to start again seated on my roller. Bring my hands over and come right at the top of that thigh. Bring my right foot in front to give me some support. And I'm just going to roll up and down that whole side, almost to my knee, not quite, and back. And just feel how this leg feels different than your right leg. Okay. Might be worse, might be better. If you need to get a little more double leg, ooh, this one is a little bit more sore for me. So I'm going to keep my other foot down. A little more intense, and then find that little cranky spot. Here it is for me. Ooh, cranky. Just massage it. Little bit of a up, down. And then you can rock a little side to side. Like I said, whew, that's a little bit more painful. And again, we're not spending too much time. All right, so let's come on to our knees. So now we're gonna start, the roller is gonna go right at the hip crease. Okay, right where your hip flexor is, okay? So I'm going to do both legs, coming onto your forearms. So again, you want to think of it as a plank position, right? So toes can stay on the ground for right now, and you just can kind of find one side a little more, like I might go a little bit more on my right at that hip crease, and go up, down, and then come to the other side and just feel that side a little bit more. And take note if one side was a little bit more tender, okay? And I'm rolling out a little bit on my side, just a little more, and then back on that hip flexor there. And then coming back to my right side again, I'm gonna do that again, up, down, okay? A little on the inside. So I'm actually lifting my right leg up, my left toes are down, so I can come a little bit more towards the inside of my leg, and then back to the center, and then a little out to the side. And again, you can go side to side, or if you find that little cranky spot, side to side. All right, so both thighs are down. I'm gonna start to use my arms to pull myself forward and then pull back. Okay, I lost some mat, so I'm gonna move back a little bit. Okay, so then when I go forward, I'm going just above my knees, not on the kneecaps, never on the bones, and then I'm gonna crawl back. Now I have my legs off the floor. If you need to have your feet on the floor and kind of crawl, that's okay. You can do that too. And I'm just finding that whole length of my quad right now, both legs. Right, just finding it, finding little bumpy bumps here. So now after I've spent just a few times up, down on both legs, and now I'm gonna emphasize one side. So now I'm gonna put more weight on my right. My left is still here. Actually, not, I'm gonna do it on my left so you guys can see what I'm gonna do with my right leg. Okay, so I'm gonna put more weight on, I'll start at the top, on my left leg. I'm gonna take my right leg up on top, like this. You don't have to do this, but what it's gonna do, it's gonna get a little bit in that inside of the knee, right? The lower part of your quad, okay? And so now I'm going to go up, and in my calf, right? So I'm going up and down on my left, putting more weight, and then I'm pushing down on the roller with my right leg, okay? So I'm kind of getting a different spot that I couldn't quite get earlier on my outer part of my calf, right? And then maybe the inside of my thigh, inner thigh. And going up, down. Again, find a little cranky spot, and then maybe you just go up, down on it, right? So now, because I'm mostly just getting on my left quad, kind of more the middle to the inside. So now I want to get it to a little bit more out to the left. So now I'm going to take my right leg down, and I'm going to put a little bit more weight towards the outside, but I'm still on my thigh, the quad, go all the way up to that hip flexor, and then go all the way down. Okay, I'm not quite to my IT band, I'm kind of in between, right, because I'm still on the quad, right, and I might find that little cranky spot, right, and then up and down on it, where it gets a little bumpy. Okay, so now that I'm here, I'm going to put my right inner thigh back on, and now I'm going to push a little bit more weight on that right side. I know it's a little awkward, right? I'm just kind of getting it through there. But I'm still on my left quad. Okay, so I'm going to flip around to do the other side so you can see. So now we're going to do right quad and get the inside of the left leg. Okay, so I'm going to start again on my hips. Just a couple up, down, double legs again. Just rolling, fleshing them out again, both sides, up, down. And now I'm going to put more weight on my right, and I'm going to set my left leg on top. So I'm getting all the way down on that right quad to the hip flexor. And now I'm putting a little resistance on my left leg. And I know for me, it gets me right on that lower part. It's not quite the peroneals. It's still part of the calf, really, I think. So I'm just going up, down, and then find that little cranky spot on my right quad, up, down, where it gets bumpy, bumpy. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a little more weight just on the right and taking that left leg off. So I'm going to the belly, to the middle maybe of my quad, a little to the outside, just slightly. So we're going all around. This, our quadricep makes up 4 muscles, hence the name quadricep. Right? We always think it's just one big muscle. It's not. It's layers, right? And then find that little spot that might be a little angry, and up, down. Up, down, up, down. Hello. Little cranky spot here. Okay, so now give the peroneals, the shins, a little bit of love. So how I'm going to start on this one, I'm going to come right, my knees are hanging off, so I'm not on the kneecap, okay? And then I'm going to come out, and then I'm just going to roll up and down. Now, if this is too much double leg, because this is a lot in the upper body and your ass, do not let your butt sink down. You have to use your belly. If this is too much, go ahead and take a leg down like this. You can even come up on your hands and just roll on one leg, right? The double leg is going to be a whole lot more ab work and a lot more upper body control. And as I'm going up and down, I'm moving from side to side. I'm moving from the inside to the center to the outside, right on those peroneals there on the outside. Right, like I said, a lot of walking, you're gonna feel that area get really tight. You know, I can even go to the side and put my foot up, kind of hold myself up a little bit more, right? Okay. And if you were doing double leg, I do suggest going to that single leg, right? Just to put a little bit more weight. Those of you who need it more intense, I mean, you can cross your leg, right, like this. And that's going to give a whole lot more intensity, right? But again, you can come down, right? Up, down, side to side. Find that little spot where it's cranky and just go up, down, up, down, up, down. Hello. A little angry right there. All right, and then coming on down. Okay, so let's do something that feels pretty good. So, like I was saying, a lot of times after I've been vacuuming or mopping, I'll get on my roller and do this because it feels really good. Okay, so I'm going to start back on my shoulder blades. Again, support your head. If you have a hair, hold your hair. Also, if you have a really loose shirt, you might want to tuck it in because it will get pulled all over the place. All right, so now I'm going to lift my butt and I'm going to roll all the way to the very top of my shoulders, not on my neck. I want to get to the top of my shoulders and then roll all the way down to my bottom ribs, okay? And I'm just moving my feet to go with me, right? And again, I'm trying not to put all the weight in my legs. I'm actually trying to put my weight down on that roller, right? But again, it depends how intense you want it, right? I like to breathe and just press into my roller, and I feel little tiny bumpity bumps. It's like I'm getting a self-adjustment, right? Sometimes you feel those little cracks, and I'll go a little to one side, right? A little to the other side. And then find a spot, maybe towards the top of your shoulder blade. Pull your shoulder blades apart and just give me a big exhale. Just sink into that and just rub up and down right there. Right between those shoulder blades, you're pulling them apart. We get really tight through there. And then maybe go another inch. Take a big exhale, sink into it, and then a little up, down, right? Again, I'm kind of sliding down my mat. So again, keep doing that. Keep going down another inch and just deep breath. And just feel right there. Just keep going down. Keep it moving, guys. And breathe. Okay. Yvette, can you mute your microphone, please? Thank you. I was hearing some noise and I know other people could hear. Okay. All right. So we were climbing down, right? We're just climbing down. And then again, you might find that little spot like, oh, let me just stay here just a little bit, right? This should feel kind of nice, right? Maybe, maybe not. All right, so now I'm gonna set my tushy down and I'm gonna let the roller come up a little higher, right? Again, it's not on my neck. I never wanna push down on those bones. And I'm just gonna hold here, support your head and just rock a little side to side. Okay? Maybe one side I need to massage up and down a little bit. And then the other side. There we go. And just roll it around. Okay, so you can roll on your low back. If you have any disc issues, I don't suggest doing that, but if you have a healthy back, you don't have anything wrong with your disc, no herniations, nothing like that, then you can come down and roll into the lower back. Okay, it's perfectly fine. I just want you to be mindful if you do have disc issues, okay, of the low back, right? So just be careful if you're going down here. I'll show you another thing, right, that's a little bit more gentle, okay? Okay, so now let's do a little shoulder love. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like this way. I'm gonna put my roller like that. I'm coming onto my right hip. My legs are folded back, okay? I'm gonna take my right hand at the very back. I'm at the top. Make sure you're not going off to the sides. You're at the very top. And now I'm gonna lay my arm the length of my roller. Put your left hand here and just roll back and forth across the front of the shoulder, all the way into the crease, right into your chest, right into that little crease where that attachment is into your chest. And then all the way to the outside. So I'm just going side to side. Sometimes this is quite painful, right? We really don't stretch this area too often. And we do use these muscles a whole lot. They get cranky, right? And then I'm finding a little bump for me. So I'm just going back and forth onto it. Just a little back and forth. Now another way, if it's not enough for you, you can flip your palm and you're gonna feel it slightly different. You just can't hold on anymore, but flipping the palm sometimes has a different sensation, right? Just back and forth. Like I said, it gets super cranky. Whew. Right? I know mine does, right through here. Right? Okay, so go ahead, flip around. So again, I'm on my left hip, legs are over to my right. Gonna grab the back of my roller. Right hand is down. Find the front of that shoulder and then just side. Readjust your hips where it's comfortable for you, right? If this position's not comfortable, find another one that works better for your body. And again, I'm just going side to side. And again, you put as much weight as you want, right? You can do this real lightly, right? Or you can put a lot more body weight into it and then find that little cranky spot. I'm finding mine, just going back and forth onto it a little. You can flip the palm. Again, find how it feels different. All right, and then coming up. All right, so take your roller back to being perpendicular to your mat. I'm gonna go on my right arm, and I'm gonna go into the side and into the armpit, okay? Rotator cuff. Kind of cranky areas usually. So palm is up. I'm right on, kind of towards the back a little bit, and I'm just gonna start to roll a little up and down. And I have my hand on the roller just to guide it a little bit. And I'm just leaning slightly back. right, towards my shoulder blade, and you can go back a little bit more. So you're getting part of the shoulder blade there. Okay. You can support your head, but I really would like this arm to be more relaxed if you can. And then find that little cranky spot. Okay. And you can even go back. So for me, I get really sore across my shoulder blade on the outside of them. And so going out like this kind of gets it a little bit more. And then now I'm going to find my armpit and then just roll inside of it as much as I can, right? And again, you put as much pressure. And you should be feeling your tricep get a little massage too when you're doing this, because again, I have my arm back here on it, right, in armpit. So I'm getting that little tricep massage, right, as well as right into that armpit. And you can roll all the way up and down the back of the arm and the tricep if you want to, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my other arm, flip it this way. So now down on the left, palm is up. I'm gonna find right into where my shoulder blade is and just start to roll back. And just find right against that scapula. Ooh, it's a little bumpy there. Hello. Hello, little cranky spot. Okay. Ooh. Breathe into it too, guys. Try not to hold your breath when you're doing these. And if, again, you find that spot, maybe you kind of move around it. Okay. And then I'm going to travel a little bit more towards my armpit. Right, and then move down my tricep, right, and then again, breathe into it. You can go more into the armpit if you need to, or maybe you need to stay on that tricep. Tricep might be a little sore. Maybe go a little, ooh, hi, hello, tricep. How are you doing today? You're a little cranky. And then come on back. All right, so now let's come on to our knees. I'm gonna take your forearms onto the roller, right? And I'm just going to go into child's pose and just move back and forth across my forearms. And then I'll move with my palms down and again, just massaging that. That's not too crazy. Palms up. Again, you can put a little more weight on one side. All right, this is not crazy for me. I don't know how it feels for you, but you know, a lot of you use your hands for maybe your job, right? Or you work out a lot and you do a lot on the forearms, right? Or your wrists. So just kind of massaging through there. Again, you put as much. So I kind of found a little spot. I'm just gonna find it in there and kind of move around, right? There we go. Alrighty, so take your roller, again perpendicular. I'm going to come down with my feet on the other side of the roller and then lay onto the back. So now I'm going to bring it up right across my hip bones. So it's not on my low back, and my butt is off, right? It's hanging off. It's right across hip bones. So if you rock side to side, you're going to feel it right across those bones. Right across the back of those hip bones. So now you're welcome to stay here and just go side to side. Maybe you find a little side and just kind of roll back and forth. So I'm on my right side and I feel it up on my hip there. And I'm just kind of rolling there a little more. And then to the other side, just gonna kind of massage right there. Okay, so top of the hip, top of the butt, okay. And then again, just side to side, right across the sacrum. Okay, so now I want to make sure my shoulder blades are flat. My back is lifted off the ground, okay, but from my shoulder blades up is rested, okay, this is lifted. Grabbing on the end so my roller doesn't move away, I'm going to bring my legs up to a tabletop position and just go side to side again. So it's kind of what we were doing with the feet down. But now I might feel a little bit more across the sides because I have more weight on it, right? Since both legs are up. And again, if you need to find that spot and stay there, yeah, stay there. And just breathe into it. This is a really nice little twist too, gentle twist for the lumbar. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, feet down if you need to. If that's too intense, feet down. Okay. So now I'm going to find a little bit more of my butt cheek here. I'm going to go on my right, and I'm going to cross my left leg on top of my right. Now you can cross it all over, but just so this foot's off. And I'm finding right on that piriformis muscle. Right? So I slid it down a little bit, and I'm just going to rock a little side to side. For a lot of us, our piriformis gets really cranky. I know mine does. So a lot of times I'll use my little lacrosse ball or a tennis ball right there too if it's really angry. But like I said, don't spend too much time. Rock a little up and down too, and then side to side. And then let's try the other side. So now I'm going to go more to my left and then cross over and see how does this side? This side feels totally different for me, right? It's cranky in a different way. It's still cranky, but it's cranky a little differently, right? Like, oh, hi. Didn't know you were sore until I got here. Right? Just kind of side to side. Again, up, down if you like, just little ups, downs. Okay. Ooh, hello. And then go ahead and come back. Now, you can move it to your low back a little bit if it's okay for you, and just go a little side to side. But again, I don't like to put much pressure down on our lumbar, but I'm just gently going side to side. Okay? All right, so go ahead, plant your feet down, lift your butt, slide that roller. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and kick it out and put my back of my ankles on it and just kind of let them rock around a little side to side. Right? You can also do that with the back of the knees, right? Real gentle, just kind of back and forth. Again, if you don't have anything with the back of the knees, okay? And then kick it out. If you want to, you don't have to. We'll do a roll up right here. And all the way up and give a big stretch. So my legs are on top of my roller, so it's gonna give me a little bit more of a stretch here after we just were opening up all those muscles. Let's just take a really big stretch here and breathe. And then go ahead and come up. I'm going to come around and I'm going to actually lay my head onto it. So I want it right on the base of my skull. So when you come down, it's right on those occipital bones, and there's pressure points there. Right? So sometimes we get headaches or we just have pressure right there. And I'm just going to hold my roller and just let my head go from side to side, right across those bones at the base of the skull, right? So the curvature is helping with the curve of my neck too. So I'm not putting pressure on those bones. And I'm just going side to side. And then maybe one side, I might just stay there and just kind of roll onto it, and then maybe the other side. You get headaches, sometimes this is really nice to do. And then I'm just going to settle back in the center. You can keep your feet here. You can extend your legs out straight if that's comfortable. I feel a different pressure when I have my legs out straight. You can also go into a little butterfly position. And I just want you to hold here and just breathe. Maybe close your eyes and just take a deep breath and just find where it's comfortable for you. I'm opening my elbows out and holding onto the roller. You can even reach back too if you want, but this is kind of nice. And just hold here for another few breaths. And just relax. And then go ahead, just place the feet back down. Open your eyes if you had them closed. Grab behind your thighs to pull yourself all the way up. I'm gonna go ahead and just move my roller to the side and come on up onto all fours here, hands and knees, curl the toes under, push the floor away, exhale, round up into a nice cat stretch, drop the head, and then inhale, open out, and then exhale, pull your abs in, and inhale. One more time, exhale, round it up, get that big stretch. And then push into the floor, straighten up the legs into a little down dog. And as we're here, let's bend one knee and press that opposite leg into the floor and stretch it. And switch, so I'm bending my right knee, pressing through the left, getting that nice length. And switch again. Breathe into it. One more. Breathe. And then either walk your feet forward or walk your hands back. Hang down, reach back and release the fingers behind your back. Stretch your arms up and over. Bend the knees. If that feels good, if that's not good for you, don't do this with your arms. You can just let them hang. Release it, just let everything hang here. Soften the knees, go up in the belly. And let's just slowly come all the way up. And roll your shoulders around a few times. So hopefully you learned something with your foam roller, what to do now. It's such a great tool. I'll also do a full exercise class on them too. But such a great tool after working out so much, you guys. This class will be posted on my YouTube probably tomorrow. I'll get it up there. Of course, if you forget anything, you can refer back to that. All right, but thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day.